Wing number 20, Preston Pats. On defense, number 7, Jake Aben. And number 21, Nico Peterson. In goal for the Trojans, number 1, Heath Chauncey. Now, welcome to the ice, the University of Utah Skating Utes. Starting at right wing for the University of Utah, number 21, Jovial Malik. At center, number 28, Zeke Endy. At left wing, number 8, Otto Joe. On defense, number 18, Zach Monaco. Also on defense, number 26, Zach Olszewski. And in net for the Utes, number 30, Michael Biller. Fans, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of tonight's national anthem. Fans, please direct your attention to center ice for our ceremonial puck drop. Dropping the puck for today's game, the Eastern Washington University football coach, Mr. Aaron Best.
This is great, Blaine. Coach Best is coming out here to help out the tourney. He did well, Coach Best. Did well. Yeah, we're on. There you go, Blaine. There we go. I was just complimenting on how well Coach Best did from the EW football team on dropping the puck.
Great puck drop. When there was some venom, it wasn't like a light puck drop, a finesse. He was like, I'm here to play. I'm not
totally
messing around.
Impressed with it.
All right. This is going to be an interesting matchup we've got here in our third game of 4.
Well, the beauty of this is, Blaine, since you basically are involved with Utah, you got all the insight that is possibly anyone needs about that club.
Yeah, I do. I am now at the University of Utah, so I do have some insight on these boys. So
who
honestly,
should we look for? Who should we really look for offensively for them?
I would be on the lookout for Jovial Milik, as well as don't be afraid to look for Luke Ossola. Yeah, two of those guys. Donovan O'Shea is also another one who's solid up front. And then Biller in net, he's a force. He won goalie of the year this year out of the PAC8. So,
wasn't Biller in net when they were up here before?
Yeah, he played the first game, and then because we're like 3 goalies deep, so
he was outstanding. I remember that much. All the goalies were actually outstanding for Utah.
But this is almost unheard of, though, with University of Southern California. They are out there with 9 players. They are going to just tough it out, unable to get a lot of bodies, as Utah right on cue buries one from the circle. Number 18, Zach Monaco, just absolute laser beam into the top corner. I mean, for Chancey there, he had literally no chance.
Well, it was a point-blank shot, and it went high, and I don't know if he caught him off guard, but when you were talking about USC having 9 players up here, I'm wondering, you think Utah will just try to
Utah goal, number 18, Zach Monaco, assisted by number 8, Otto Chow.
Otto's another good, solid player. He's a crafty one. Oh, no, I'm going to be completely honest. Utah's going to flood them this first period.
And you would think that, because with 9 players, you're going to just keep running short shifts and getting real tired, and then waiting for the results come second and third period. And since I don't know the coaching staff, but I'm sure, because they're an outstanding team, that they already figured that out.
Yeah, no, from what we were talking about when we were kind of talking about this off air with some of my staff, technically, they're gonna force the issue in this one.
And that would make sense.
Yeah, when you have such a short stint of guys, and just kudos to USC for these 9 players to come out and even tough it out.
That's gutsy.
Like, a lot of kids would just, all right, I only got 9, I ain't showing up. I'm not here to put my team on the line. But that's just one thing about club sports and hockey club. Like, you love the game too much to be able to. You just want to go out there and play. So.
Yeah, I tip my cap to USC, because you're right. I mean, but they're going to give it a go. Oh, nice stop.
Ossola there with the deflection off of O'Shea's shot from up by the blue line. Chancey with the good save there.
Did a nice scoop with his glove on that, because it was a low shot, and it was heading definitely into the far left corner.
Well, yesterday, Ossola was doing the one-on-one with the goalie, and he was doing all those hand-eye coordination type moves in that competition.
Yeah, he was
right on cue with a deflection out of midair.
He's impressive with his stick handling ability with the puck, especially above his head.
Out in front there, it's deflected out wide. Here comes USC coming back the other way. Led the way by Pats as he brings it into the zone there. Cleared away by the Utes is coming back now with Nahara. Nahara brings it in. He dumps it down. We got Fiend there chasing it. Fiend's going to bring it around. Centering pass. Shot there. Deflected, saved. Out in front again. Ossola unable to find the puck out front.
Chancey looks stellar right now in net for USC. He's not folding.
He's gonna. This is he's gonna take a lot of shots tonight. So out up top to Pittman. He brings it down, deflected there. Great pass and good look there. That was Borluzzi who had the opportunity.
Well, Chancey definitely looks like he has great lateral movement in net for USC. So,
as Utah takes a dive there.
Well, one thing I can think USC can try to do, since they're short-handed here, they could start doing some short shifts and try to maneuver off that. Some technical difficulties by me on getting the scoreboard correct. Good thing you're here, Blaine. I'm serious. I'd have had it the same way.
That was not me. That was all.
Well, I already warned her. Somebody has to watch out for me on this technical stuff. So
Pittman's got it down low here. He's going to try and swing it around. You can see already Utah really forcing the issue. USC just struggling to even get it out of their own zone. And you got a man taking a seat trying to join Utah on the bench. Maybe trying to volunteer his time out there for the
USC.
Trojans.
I was impressed. Very nice of him to do that.
No, and the one thing that I kind of talked to AJ Bolden, he's also the executive director of the PAC8, as well as he's also the GM for University of Utah. He was like, one thing that they have to get out fast, because sometimes, like, if they try to settle in a little bit, that's what kind of nips them in the butt. They get too comfortable. So, treat it like any other game. Doesn't matter how many people are on the ice. They've got enough to play, so treat it like it. This Chancey covers that up.
He's playing well for USC right now. That kid is doing extremely well. But like we mentioned earlier in the first two games, is with a one and done tournament, if somebody gets hot, doesn't matter who you are, they could surprise somebody. So you just don't know. Especially if you look at how far USC had to travel, they don't want to leave right away.
Yeah, and especially when you get in a little bit later, you didn't get to experience the skills comp like how San Jose State did. Both teams missed that opportunity, so at least want to be able to get some opportunity to enjoy the PAC8 tournament for sure. Deflected there. As Hill comes back the other way with some speed. His shot goes wide. Picked up there. Swung around. Picked up by Pats. He's picked off by Millick. Here comes Millick the other way. Millick's shot pushed aside by Chancey. Millick gets the rebound. He comes around again. His shot there pushed aside. It's going all the way back down.
One thing I noticed with the USC, they're running 3 guys in the back. And so I think that's how they're going to try to slow Utah down, is with a 2-3 basic zone. And it worked the last couple of shifts.
No, but I think the biggest thing for the Trojans is to just how long can you hold on? And when you get an opportunity, you need to bury it.
Well, yeah, that's a good way how they're playing, is conserve energy too. They're not running around.
Yep, you pick your spots. If you know that there's a turnover and you can break. If not, sit in your shell, make sure that you're limiting the damage as much as possible.
Which will bode well for them come second and third period. That's the one thing I'd be worried about if I was USC, is running your energy out too soon.
Shaved again by Chancey. Wrapped around, scores.
I think that went off Chancey on his pad because he made the initial save. A nice job by him going left to right.
Ezekiel Endy with the goal there. Buries that with the little wraparound. I think you're right. He did knock it off of Chancey's pad, though. Use that to his advantage. But Ezekiel Endy off to a solid start, as it's now 2-0 Utah.
Who's our leading goal scorer? Do you know off the top of your head for Utah?
Oh, I don't.
Utah goal number 28, Zeke Endy, assisted by number 21, Jovial Milic, and number 4, Gustino Borrelozzi.
I know Endy and Millick were both all packed, though, last night, so and a lot of the awards were statistic based, so it's between those two guys for sure. And Endy's got a wicked fast shot. He was participating in the accuracy shot for Utah yesterday. So,
and it's got to be comforting to know with the goaltenders you have for Utah that they could throw anyone out. Biller, like I said, played outstanding when he was up here before, but the other goalies did also. So they have a wealth of netminders. Chancey had it blocked, and it just went off of his glove hand after the initial shot to trickle in. But Utah's definitely opening up now.
Yep, as Nahara buries that one there. And it's now 3-0 Utah. And if you're the USC Trojans, the worst case scenario when you're this short and this thin has already kind of taken place. But again, you just have to give them kudos for even stepping
Utah
onto
goal
this
number
ice.
19, Antonio Navarra. Assisted by number 15, Max Feeney, and number 4, Luciano Bortoluzzi.
Yeah, I give them credit. They're not backing down at all. They're it's a tall order for a club to come in with 9 skaters.
Utah gives chase here and picks it up in their own end. But I think we both kind of expected a Utah onslaught with how they play. They love to flood and be dominant. Their best defense is a great offense. So as you have an opportunity here, Pats' opportunity, great recovery. Oh my goodness.
I think we're going to get a boarding on this one. And USC can't afford an injury, so hopefully he's moving pretty well. I can't see who it is.
Tough shot there.
Well, there's an opportunity for him to start getting back into the game, get a quick goal. Training staff from EW is coming out to look at him. Again, we'll try to, it looks like it's number 8 to me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's shown. And the immediate thing is you start to check for head and neck injury right there on something. So that looks pretty scary there. So,
but the promising thing is Chow was moving, and
all we can do is hope he's okay.
Yeah, and he's talking right now, and his legs are moving in his upper body. As I think he's just taking a breather right now, and I think they're going over a quick protocol on a concussion. But he's getting up, so that's good to see. And they are going to give him a major 5-minute penalty for boarding on Ethan. Is that Curate?
Yeah, Ethan Kurt.
Look at you rolling off these names right now. That is impressive.
You expect anything less?
Well,
I know the name of the player.
Since you started with apologizing for messing names up, you haven't missed a beat on Utah. That's good, huh? Very, very good.
I try.
That's why I love calling games with you. You just never cease to amaze me.
Oh, give it a rest, Gary. Honestly, I'm about to call Tyler up to relieve me of my duties.
Utah penalty number 13, Ethan Kurt.
He went back out
5 minutes for boarding.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Jones back out there on the ice. Tough kid.
I think Tyler found a new home down there with that in-between period interviews that he's been doing. He's loving it.
I know. Shorthanded opportunity there.
Great save by Chancey on that one.
USC brings it in. Shot there. Caught by Biller. That was a bean with the shot. It's under 11 minutes here in the first period. Right now it is all Utah. Pass around the boards here. Pats has it. He's trying to swing it around. Back up to Chone. He dumps it back down. Spent back in. And here comes Utah the other way. 2-on-2 opportunity. It's Chow with speed. He puts it on. His shot's blocked. He comes right back around. Trying to dump it back around there. Good defense by the Trojans as Chone now has it. Tries to clear his lines. Pats has it as USC tries to regroup. Brought back in. Poke checked by the Utah. Dump back down. Chone retrieves it. Shot, glove saved by Biller.
Some nice speed out of Chow on that one. And you didn't realize how quick he was, but he's got some wheels out there.
It's like a glide, too.
Yeah.
More gliding more than anything.
Real smooth skater.
Pats wins the face-off there. Millick tries to poke check it off. Nahara now gives chase. Pushed into the boards there. Pats has it, and he tries to swing it back around. Caught in the corner there. Utah picks it up, sends it down. USC is able to keep it in. Dump back down. Endy had it. Drops it down. Opportunity here. And it's a shorthanded goal there. Millick with the opportunity. Endy with the assist. Millick got in front of his defender, made a nice little move, and then just a little shot over backhand, right over Chansey.
Yeah, he had Chansey on the move. Chansey started to glide to his right, and a nice cut in front of the net, and was making the goaltender move too much. This is a tough start for USC right now, down 4-0.
Face-off won by the Trojans.
Utah goal number 21, Jovial Milic, assisted by number 28, Zeke Endy.
But Milic did do a nice deke toward the end and got the goaltender off of his stride.
Pittman gives chase. Chansey's going to beat him there. Sends it around the boards. Picked up there by USC. Down to Pats. He tries to get it out of their defensive zone. Picked up there by Worth. Regroup for the Utes. Back to Olszewski. He dumps it down. Chansey pushes it wide. Chone now picks it up. He brings it around. Pats has it, brings it in, sends it down. Here comes Chone the other way. Worth picks it up. 1:44 remaining on the 5-minute major. Picked up there. Abin has it. He swings it to Pats. Pats' backhand. Glove saved by Biller. 8:14 remaining.
So since you're familiar with the Utah program,
Sure.
Is this about how they play? Is this their style that they're playing with, or they've changed up anything than what you're used to?
No, not for the most part. The way they like to play, they really like to send a couple guys out in front. They're a really interchangeable group. As here comes a 2-on-1 opportunity here, shorthanded, and that's buried there by Utah. And that's going to be now goal number 5. That was buried by Mudd. Went solo there. Picked up the turnover. 2-on-0. Chansey committed to O'Shea on the far side. Mudd put it in. But no, they're a team that always thinks offense. That's what their coaches start to preach a bit. It's all about making sure that have that one guy back, but they don't mind flooding 3 or 4 guys up front for sure.
So they pinch their D-man.
Yeah, they love to pinch, yeah. And you can kind of see it here, even with them being shorthanded, they only have really one guy truly back when they have the puck. And that's only up by the blue line. So
yeah, you can tell that they would like to force the
Utah goal scored by number 3,
we're
Samuel
they're
Mudd,
really
assisted
known
by
on
number 24,
neutral zone.
Donovan O'Shea.
Well, you can see they're trying to dictate which way the player with the puck coming out of their zone by just how the player is attacking them.
Mudd comes back with another one. Blocked there. Here comes the Trojans back the other way. 30 seconds remaining here on the USC power play. No, they love to dump. Biller opportunity, rebound, scores! USC on the board. It's Pats with the rebound there.
They didn't give up on it. They were charging, and actually I was surprised with that they just decided to flood everybody. They barely had one guy back off of it, so kudos to USC on that one.
Yeah, Preston Pats with that opportunity on the rebound.
It almost seemed like it caught Biller off guard.
Yeah, he got blocked out there a bit.
USC goal scored by number 20, Preston Pats, assisted by number 8, Chris Chon.
Yep, and Chon was he dictated the issue. He had the first shot there and rebound for Pats to pick up the scraps. Shot there by Utah, covered up by Chansey.
And what I liked is he stayed there in front of the net also, so I think he was hoping that if his teammate didn't get a goal, he did get a chance for a rebound. So heads up play by USC.
Agreed. And don't be surprised here if Utah kind of tinkers with some different things potentially to prepare for tomorrow as they bury another one here. That was Stevenson. Lovely little feed. He got right out in front. That's another thing that I was going to mention. They like to flood two guys right in front of the netminer and try and give themselves, because they only pinch the D-man, the one guy, so they try to get as many guys up front as much as possible.
Which makes sense because you might be able to get the goalie to move one way when really there's not going to be a pass he's planning on shooting. So that's a smart technique.
Yep. And it's now Utah 6, USC 1.
Utah goal scored by number 20, Jesse Stevenson, assisted by number 11, Michael Brown.
Yeah, and Brown dictated a lot of that play there, getting around into the corner and making that centering pass.
Yeah, he actually started almost like he was waiting to become a decoy on it.
Yeah, he was. That was a great catch by you, Gary. 6:14 remaining here in the first period. I want to get your mindset just from a USC perspective. Like, it's gotten a little rough early, to be polite, and then you're already extremely shorthanded. Like, how do you try and get yourself to continue playing and not, like, letting up?
Without a doubt, it's extremely difficult. They have to be very disappointed right now. They're just so shorthanded. I don't think they're going to be able to mount a comeback. So it's real difficult. It just depends on the character of the players for not trying to quit. And that's what I'm looking for right now, is see they're still trying hard. So far it looks like it, but it was an extremely tough task when they even stepped on the ice for warm up. And if you look at Utah, how many players they got, you already know as an opponent, they're just going to start rolling players on you. And so it's a definite mind game right now for USC.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing is, I feel like on the ice is one thing, but I feel like now it becomes such a mental hurdle to keep yourself going.
Because they can look at the score. They know what the score is, and they know that they're shorthanded, and it's hard to keep that motivation going. But that's where your character will come into play.
Right. And we actually played USC twice 2 weeks ago. And they were both relatively competitive matchups when USC had roughly were almost closer to full strength. So I know Utah won't take this team lightly for sure, even though that they're undermanned.
But looking at the program, they got a full roster for USC. I'm not really sure what happened coming up here, but
I know it's midterms for a lot of these schools. But I agree. That's hard to see that like you have a full roster and only 9 are able to come. So, and that would be something that I would like to know. Just what's the true, what happened for this weekend where they couldn't show up.
because like I said, looking at the program, it looks like they got like 24 players listed.
Utah has it here. Yep.
You play with what you bring.
You got to play what you got.
Just go for it.
Swung around here by Pittman. He swings it back up top. O'Shea's shot from the top is blocked. Out in front, Chancey's able to smother it up.
I know one thing. Chancey hasn't given up. He's at 28 shots on him right now. 28-8 right now. There's a little bit of disparity going on.
I think the biggest thing is that like I think Chancey knows he's going to get peppered. So even though like he's given up 6, but like he's already made 22 stops, and some of them were a couple of 1-on-0 type deal, 1-on-1s. So
that's why I'm impressed.
Yeah, his head's been on a swivel. It's just hard when you're so undermanned. Like it's going to be one-sided on the stat sheet without question.
Yeah, and that's what's impressive about him. Coming out, he knew what the situation was, and for him to stay in there and do what he's doing, that says a lot about him.
Great feed there by Mudd. Chancey on a swivel to make a stop there.
Well, they're flooding from both areas on him right now.
That was Brown who had a great opportunity on the far side.
So like what you were saying, they're just flooding 2 people on the side. And as a goaltender, your head's going to have to be on a swivel because you're not sure exactly where the pass is coming from.
Face-off won there by the Utes as they bring it back in. That was Bortoluzzi with some speed. He's getting out in front. His shot just goes wide.
Tried to do a little razzle-dazzle there.
And he did. Trying to find Stevenson. Miscommunication there. Here comes Chon the other way, leading the Trojans attack. His shot goes wide. Picked up there. Here comes Brown with some speed. He finds Mudd. Mudd looking for Brown again. Shot there is deflected wide. Brown picks it back up. He swings it back around to Mudd. His shot deflected out in front there. Backhanded shot stopped there. Picked up by the Utes as they bring it back in through the neutral zone. Chow now has it. He feeds it off. Pass across. Unable to find Chow. Chow was calling for that one. He had made a great run through the slot there. Swung around by Millick. Millick to Chow. Back up top. Olszewski has it. He takes a wrister from outside. Rebound just misses Millick there. USC picks it up. Sent back into the neutral zone. But you can just see it's relentless pressure by Utah right now. Endy's now got it.
And to be frank with you, it should be. Yeah, you should be attacking. You're going to wear them down. But I liked what you said, Blaine, earlier. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Utah to start tweaking on a few things to get themselves ready for the next game, to see exactly what they want to experiment with. So take the opportunity.
Pass around the boards there. Pats now has it. He tries to find Chon. Chon sends it down the other way. Nobody home. Here comes Utah the other way. Picked off there. O'Shea picks it up. Pats gives chase. He's actually pushed it off of O'Shea, wins the puck there. And it's going to be offsides. 1:08 remaining here in the first.
I'm gonna hate to keep putting you on the spot, but I know you know this squad,
Sure.
Utah. So is the coach, is he the type of person who will start saying, hey, we want to work on this, do a few things differently, or does he just stick to his game plan for that game?
So he is not afraid to tinker. He has a game plan that's set in mind, and then he'll end up seeing if there's some adjustments that he wants to make at the break. All three of his on their coaching staff really like to see if there's an adjustment that needs to be made there. Holy smokes, that was a save and a half.
No doubt.
Look at that. And the Utah goal, both goalies from Utah were applying that one. That was surreal.
Incredible save. He just laid straight out.
It might be 6-1, but that was done.
Oh, that was a tremendous save by Chansey. Unbelievable. But that kid's not quitting. You can see that right now.
But yeah, no, so he will stick to the game plan here probably through the end of this period. He might right here at the half I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a couple changes. Get some fresher legs on the ice. Maybe you might even see Biller come out. Like that would not surprise me whatsoever.
Well, again, it's a great opportunity to get some other players in.
As that's another one there for Utah.
But again, what they did, they kicked the puck behind the net, and it was a nice bank off of it, and it was a wide open shot. There's only so much.
And that was Osceola that time.
Heath Chance can do. There's only just so much you can count on a goaltender. Nice job by him.
Yep, that was number 10, Luke Osceola.
That was a good play by him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he actually did a nice pass behind the net off the runner.
It's now 7-1. Face-off won by Chone. He brings it in for USC. His shot flat is wide. Pats picks it up. Just under 10 seconds here in the first
Utah
period.
Goal number 10, Luke Osala, assisted by number 15, Max Feeney, and number 24, Donovan O'Shea.
Feeney's had a good game so far. He's already had a couple of assists, and that's going to do it with the first period here. I think we're going to hopefully have the opportunity for our sideline reporting from Tyler Pisani.
I'm counting on him.
Moment.
Oh, yeah.
Talk with him. Oh, I think he's going to talk to one of my guys.
That's right. All
right, let's see. I got high expectations right now. Because if they don't give a quality interview, they're going to hear it from me.
Yeah, you're going to critique it, aren't you?
Absolutely. We're going to get this opportunity, and we're going to send it down to Tyler Pisani right now, who's with one of my staff members.
Hey, guys, we are down here with Nick Fornelius. Did I say that right? Awesome. So, head coach of the Utah Utes. Great period. Great way to start this championship tournament for you guys. How big is this for you coming in the first 20 minutes able to put 7 in the net?
Yeah, I mean, it's big. It sucks that they have such a short bench out there. I know it's tough playing with only 3 guys on the bench. But big for our team. Got some stuff that we can still clean up there after the first period to go into the second, try and build some good habits going into the rest of the weekend. But focus on this game first and get a win here and go on from there.
What's this do to the emotion of your team to go in after the first period of the weekend up big like this? Obviously, USC with the short bench, that's contributing to that a little bit. But how's that affect your guys' mindset?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the confidence, obviously. But as a coach, we want to go in, make sure the mentality stays right, make sure guys are still focused on the little things, and that the intensity stays high, because the last thing you want to do is kind of let down the last couple periods and take some bad momentum or bad habits into the next game.
Awesome. Nick, I'll let you get back to the team. Good luck the rest of the weekend. Thanks, guys.
Well, I'm going to take the liberty, Blaine, critique that interview right there with your head coach of the Utah.
My head coach said all of the right things. I am extremely proud right now.
I thought you would be. I was impressed with the interview. I really was, but I wanted to get your take.
Yeah, and we'll kind of deep dive on it a little bit more at the start of the second period. But after 1, it's Utah 7, USC 1. Stay tuned. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Eastern Washington University Recreation Center as we're about to get the second period underway here. And one thing that I noticed while I was walking over, no changes yet. So we got Biller still out in net. And starting lineups, one thing that we kind of talked about as we listened to the Utah head coach analyze that he really wants to focus still in these next couple of periods, not get bad habits going into the rest of the weekend, still focus on the fundamentals. And even though it's unfortunate, like he even laid it out, it's unfortunate that USC doesn't have a full squad. Don't let that phase them out there. So that'll be something to really look out this second period. And then for the Trojans, just keep battling. It's the only thing you can really say. Just go out there and battle.
Well, that would be a concern of yours if you were the coach of Utah of developing bad habits with this big lead. They'll start getting lazy. So I liked what he said on that. No, he wants to keep pushing them and make sure they play clean and in their process. So we'll see what happens in the second.
It'll be interesting, though. My question will be, is Olszewski sends it down here, and Chow's going to be the first one to get there for Utah. He sends it around here to Endy. What they're going to really focus on here for Utah moving forward in these next couple of periods, are you going to maybe work on some things that you've maybe been working on in practice, or you just stick to the game plan and just follow that through?
Well, that's what I was wondering when I asked that question in the first, is the coaching staff. Will they tinker, will they try, or will they just stick with their plan for what they had today and just stick with it and go for it?
I think as Millick passes in there, deflected just wide by Endy, I think he'll still stick to the game plan for a little bit longer. It sounded like that's what he wants to really focus on today in his intermission interview, was to still focus on the minor details, keep playing, don't let the scoreboard dictate what's actually happening out on the ice. So almost sounds like he wants to treat it like a 0-0 each period, keep it that way, and then maybe as the game, maybe especially in that third period, start making a little bit of adjustments for the potential matchup may be for tomorrow.
Well, that was what I was intrigued about. I was thinking to myself, will he decide to start working on, I mean, let's face it, it's pretty sure they're going to win the game. So I was just wondering if he might start tinkering with a little bit, like you want to try some new things, but
yeah,
stick with what's working for you. Obviously 7-1, it's working.
O'Shea's shot goes just wide there. Yeah, that would be my idea from what I've seen from the group, is that, and in the short period of time that I've been there now, is I usually, for the most part, they'll stick to the game plan, and then when it's usually maybe midway through this period, start of the third, start working on some things, like something like that with the lazy turnover there. Biller makes a great save. Like, that's what he'll be dictating as soon as these guys get off the bench. Like, we can't be having these sloppy turnovers. Like, it's still a game here.
Yeah, that was definitely a lazy pass by Utah.
Osla brings it in now, as I think he just landed on the puck with his skate.
Well, he did a good job of making a diversion because Utah just buried them.
As Fiend, he just buries one, it looked like. You can see from a Utah perspective. Yeah, Fiend, though, all right, 2 assists, a goal now. He's had a solid game so far for them. As it's picked off there, here comes Utah once again. Worth sends it in. Out in front, picked up there by the Trojans. Poke checked off of it as they come back through the neutral zone.
Utah goals scored by number 10, Luke Osala.
Oh, Osla. I was wrong on that one.
Utah goal scored by number 10, Luke Osala, assisted by number 19, Antonio Nahara, and number 15, Max Feeney.
All right, Feeney was involved in the play. I saw him. I couldn't just.
Well, you're just so used to him scoring, I guess. So
He's got 3 assists on the
That's
night,
right.
being a facilitator.
Playmaker.
It's getting swung around by Utah once again. You can see here that they bring a little bit more patient offensively here instead of more or less flooding, treating it almost as like a little bit of special teams, probing, really focusing on making the correct pass and getting an opportunity to open. That was something that we hadn't really seen in that first period. So we've already seen it a couple times in the second.
Well, as silly as
So that
this
may have
gonna
a minor tweak there.
is going to sound, it's tough, for Utah's coaches. Okay, what do we really want to do? We're up 8-1. Do we want to keep status quo? Do we want to do something different? It's not an easy decision, really, even though you're way up by 7 goals.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting. Like for tomorrow, they would, depending on how this next game unfolds after, you either get San Jose State or you'll get Cal, and 2 different types of teams.
Yeah.
So that kind of dictates like how much do you really want to tinker, because you might get a completely different style of game plan that you want to set up, and you get the other team that you didn't really have that put the preparation for, so to speak.
It would be tricky, and that's why I was saying that it's hard to coach in a game like this, especially with that big a lead, because you really don't want to mess too much up, because obviously it's working well for you, but then it's on the other hand in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, we could experiment with doing some of this or some different player combos.
Yeah, I don't think he'll change rotation too much, if I'm being completely honest.
His lines are set.
Yeah, his lines are pretty set in stone. Like sometimes he'll flip maybe Monaco and O'Shea, but like Chow, Endy, and Milik on that first line, they've been pretty set in stone for most of the year. My question would maybe then be, do you give your third or fourth line guys some more time, take those first and second guys off a little shorter shifts maybe in that regard?
I could easily see him doing that. It's for the whole third period. I mean, it makes sense. Rest your first 2 lines and give the other players their due and let them pick up the third period.
Agreed. And so still interesting to see here as we have 14:40 remaining here in the second period. And it's just so, for USC, you can tell they're already gassed out there. They're struggling to get out to different shots and stuff like that. There's only so longer until the body catches up with you in that regard. You can be as mentally strong as possible, but eventually the body catches up.
Yeah, and you knew that was going to happen at the start of the game with being so shorthanded. Utah could easily wear them out.
As USC comes the other way here, dumps it back into their offensive zone. Chone tries to keep it in, unable to. Endy comes in with speed here. He tries to make the extra pass, looking for O'Shea, unable to find him. O'Shea now has it behind. Picked off there by Stevenson. Oh, he takes a tumble. Picked up there by Milik. O'Shea then retrieves it. He dumps it back in. Delayed offsides here. Utah then gets back in and chases. Stevenson looking there. Unable to corral it there was Schlaber. He sends it back to Milik for Utah, and O'Shea sends it back to regroup. Stretch pass opportunity there, looking for Endy, unable to find him, and Chansey covers it up.
And it was interesting when you were talking in the first period that you saw Utah play USC when they had a full squad and how the game was a lot tighter than what we're seeing here right now.
Yeah, from what I watched in those other two games was that had more of a squad. USC hung around for roughly those first two periods. We pulled away late in the third. And that's kind of been USC for most of the year. Very similar to how they kind of played was hang around, see how much you got left. And then third period, kind of teams would pull away if they weren't coming out on top. That was similar to how it took place in Salt Lake a couple weeks ago. As Nahara has a one-on-one opportunity saved there by Chansey. Swung around here, back to the circle. Shot deflected wide there. As Nahara comes around with speed. He leaves it up for Bortoluzzi. Then it goes to Homicek. His shot goes wide. Utah continuing to probe and flood that front of Chansey's net. USC able to grab it there. And it's just, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of hard to watch.
Well, I'm just watching.
It's just, they're so, USC is just, they're out of gas. Yeah.
But I'm impressed with Heath Chansey. That kid is playing unbelievable in net for USC. He is not letting up at all.
Chansey covers it up.
He's a very impressive goalie. You know he's got to be getting tired at 44 shots right now on him. That's a lot of movement by a netminder.
And just watching Biller, he's working on butterflies on the other end.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to make sure he stays loose and limber by stretching out, which that's tough on him too because he hasn't faced many 13 shots right now.
Here come the Trojans the other way. Chone has it. Offsides there.
And quite frankly, I don't know if USC has got a shot on Biller yet this period.
Yeah, I don't think so. But like we kind of mentioned in that last game with Costa, for a while there, he went through a long period of not facing anything. It's just so hard to keep yourself really engaged into a game. Worth has it now bringing it around USC's net. Has Pittman in the middle, unable to find him there. Olszewski swings it around. Back up to Worth. He's unable to corral it back out to the neutral zone.
Well, the game definitely is unfolding like we thought it would at the start.
As Worth's first shot gets saved and the rebound buried there by Worth.
It kind of rolled up on Johnson, it looked like, because he made the initial save.
Yeah, it looked like it rolled over his shoulder pad, and then Worth rebounded on his own shot.
Utah goal scored by number 12, Ryan Worth.
So let's actually kind of look at it for the tomorrow potentially with whoever they end up Utah gets, right? San Jose State or California. From your perspective, you've seen Cal and San Jose State. We saw them today earlier. Cal we'll see later tonight if they move on. Who do you think would be more interesting matchup for the Utes?
I would say, and I'm really guarded here because I saw Cal a few months ago. I think just style of play, San Jose was wide open. I think they could match Utah's speed. I don't think defensively they're as strong. That's why I would lean on Cal because they're actually a more two-way team. Mm-hmm. They can go either way. So that's what I would say off of that question.
No, that's a good observation. I would actually probably agree with you on that. I think I think if it was a San Jose State Utah game, it might be even more high scoring than that first game, which was 6-4. We might see like a 7-5, 8-6 type of deal, just goals all over the yard.
Well, that's why it's San Jose State. That's what I'm saying. That they like that real fast up tempo offensive attack. So that's what would, pose some issues for Utah. But Cal seems to be more of a 50-50. And what I mean by that is they'll go offense, but they also play a lot of defense too. And that's the style I remember them playing.
And with Cal being one of those other teams that are really teetering on being able to make regionals and be in Salt Lake in a couple weeks, I think that would be an interesting one to see how many as Utah gets back on the board once again.
Well, you saw you announced the game down there in California, so
yeah,
they just seem like
that was. I'm trying to see who that was. It looked like
they can play some solid D when they have to,
Hayden,
but they can also
that was
go
Hill there that buried that one,
and they can also go offensive attack too. So that's why I was thinking of Cal. But San Jose State, I was impressed with their offensive ability today.
And they have some speed on that first line with Garcia.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they can't play D. They did, but they're definitely an attack mode team.
Yeah.
Another one went in.
Utah goal scored by number 35, Hayden Hill. Assist number 3, Samuel Mudd. And number 23, Keenan Moorhead. Utah's next goal scored by number 28, assisted Zeke Endy.
That's Endy's second of the day there. Here come Utah once again, wrapping around. No, but I think it would be very interesting to kind of that Utah-Cal matchup as a biased person would make me a little bit nervous, to say the least. But I think that San Jose State Utah game would be extremely open. I wouldn't be surprised if Cal wouldn't be afraid to. Cal can play any style too, with being super balanced, and that was kind of what we saw in the games that we kind of had with Cal. I mean, you called the Wazoo games, and I was also down at Cal for the Cal Eastern. So that would be something that kind of intriguing to see in that regard too, because Cal will play eerily similar. Because I know we met. So I think it's anybody's guess, if I'm being completely honest. And then right now, based off of the rankings, Cal would play Utah potentially at regionals. So little something there too, potentially.
Send a little message before that happens.
Just based off of where the rankings are for ACHA. Yeah, and in the West. So.
Well, Utah got on the board again. I didn't see who got it, but
yeah, I missed that one. It's now 12-1 Utah.
Utah goal scored by number 28, Zeke Endy. Assist number 8, Otto Chow.
There's his hat trick.
Yeah.
There's Zeke Endy's hat trick.
And he may not
and it's
be
just
done.
like, and it's like for Utah, like at this point, they're just heading back to the bench each time. Like they don't want to be rubbing it in. They're not trying to gloat. They understand the situation right now, right? So
yeah, there's only so
good
much
level
you
of
can do.
Sportsmanship. You know, you score a hat trick, you want to celebrate that. Like that's something that like they just went right back to center ice.
Yeah, they didn't do any celebration on it.
Oh, great move there by Chom. Biller on his head.
Biller had to be on top of that, but how he just went
Sean
around.
he went through everybody there. Opper going the other way. That's Fiend. He dishes a pass there. Great save by Chancey, getting over with a pad stop.
That kid's playing outstanding. Just totally outstanding tonight.
Another stop there. Fiend had an opportunity. Olszewski's shot saved by Chancey.
I have the highest regard for Chancey. That kid is just battling in that net, and he's getting flooded with shots.
Yeah, he's going to have a massive save line tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you look at it right now, he's faced 58 shots. And
it's 6:30 still left in the second.
So
he might be getting
70,
yeah,
75.
that's what I was thinking, 70. Yeah. He's already at 46.
Yeah, it's he's done outstanding. So I mean, if you're listening to you say, well, how can you make that statement? If you're watching this kid, he is just being a stellar netminder for USC. Just impressed with this kid. And we already knew Biller was a great goaltender, and I've never got the chance to see Chancey, but man, that kid is playing well. And you know he's got to be getting tired, and just to watch his lateral movement still is phenomenal because it's been nonstop that he's been facing shots all from the drop of the puck, and
right,
he's in there battling tight. Just a barrage right now that Utah's unleashing on him.
Yeah.
And I think
they're
you
waving
said
that
it.
off.
Yeah, I think you said it. I mean, USC, give them credit, but they're just out of gas right now. They just don't have the energy level to keep up. And you'd expect that with 9 players.
Yeah, you can see it. It's like they're a couple steps behind now at this point.
That's what's making it so impressive on Chancey's game today. He's just battling.
Yeah, Chone comes back the other way. He sends it down. But you can just see it. USC's just a couple steps behind on every little pass. Even when they're in the attacking zone, It feels like they're a little bit behind.
And you know they're not having any fun right now. They're just trying to ride it out. They're gamers.
They're accepting their licks.
Yeah, they're being gamers about it, but there's no way they can be enjoying themselves right now. So I give them kudos for even battling.
Oh, without question. Here come the Trojans back through the neutral zone now, led by Pats, who has the lone Trojan goal at the moment. Left off. Here comes Utah the other way. Out in front, another stave by Chancey.
There is absolutely zero quit in that kid, or even USC. I'll give them credit on that. They're not giving up. It's just they're running out of gas.
Yeah. Shot there goes wide. USC trying to clear it out of their zone. They have it. Dumps it down. Good move there on O'Shea. Centering pass blocked there by Utah. Here comes Brown. He does a wrap around the net. Looking for a centering pass there. Another pushed away by Chancey. Here comes Chone the other way. I do have to say, Chone, after taking that hit, my man's got a motor and a half in him.
Oh, he's a talented hockey player. You can see that.
Brown here. He makes the pass over. Unable to corral it is Mudd. Picked up by USC there. Coming back the other way. Turnover. Here comes Brown back in for Utah. Centering pass there, blocked.
You know, that's one thing you can say about USC. For being this tired and shorthanded, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't have a ton of turnovers, which is really surprising at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they're just...
You'd expect more mistakes because of the tiredness. And that was a tired goal there.
Yeah. He made the first stop, beat him 5-hole on the second on the rebound.
But for heaven's sake, 61 shots on that he's faced right now. He just an outstanding netminder.
I do want to ask you this. As a coach, how much if you're Utah's coaching staff, how much do you actually take away out of this? Like, how much can you take away? Because I feel like this second period almost becomes a little bit of
Utah
a void.
goal scored by number 5, Hayden Tomahawk, assisted by number 35, Hayden Hill.
As a coach, I wouldn't take anything out of this game right now, just knowing that what they did. I would probably look at the first 10 minutes of this game, but now, no, it's just and the coaching staff, and I think, and I don't know their coaching staff, but they seem really, really bright. Good coaching staff. I remember from last time they were up here, and they know that too. There's only a limited amount they can take from this game, build off of for tomorrow.
No, that's a good. I was just curious. That's why I was asking.
Well, because it's hard to read it because you knew they were going to get tired, so you can't really say, well, this or that. Maybe some of your plays, you know, did they get a little sloppy? You could use that, but after the first 10 minutes, I would just forget about it, move on, and figure out my game plan for who we were going to play.
Chow made a hit there, and the USC Trojan dude was like, "Are you seriously? You're up 12, dog." He's like, "I'm just trying to make it back to the airport in one piece."
That's right. Lighten up.
Utah continues to probe here. 2 minutes remaining now in the second period. As it's saved there by Chansey. Now up to 51 saves on the night. And these aren't like far away shots that Utah are putting at them. These are right in the slot, right in the circle, right out in front. Yeah.
And that's why I'm so impressed with Chansey and how he's playing.
Jones sends it around here. Down to the neutral zone. Pats has an opportunity here out in front. Makes a move. Last second poke check there by Utah. USC's able to keep it in. Pats picks it up. Looking for a teammate. Jones got him. He tries to make a centering pass. Cleared out and around. USC continues to keep it in. Pats' shot. Stopped and then goes wide. Dumped in on net there. Biller pushes it aside. Opportunity in the Harris pass. Saved there by Chansey. Out in front. And that is Osceola with the goal.
Yeah, the best you can do now is just ride out that third period. Hopefully it goes quick for USC.
Yeah, just under 40 seconds now here in this one, in the second period. If you're the USC coach, what's the message? Do you just let them
Utah
kind
goal
of just,
scored by number 10, Luke Osala.
Fellas, you got
assisted
20
by
more
number
minutes
15,
of
Max
hockey.
Feeney.
Yeah.
Just gut it out.
Yeah, you just want to make sure nobody gets hurt. Just play clean. Let's get out of here. We gave it a whirl shorthanded, and the team knows that. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like, let's just get it over with and get back on the plane and pick it up next year. Because there really isn't much you can do on the X's and O's on how to do this. I mean, they just don't have the energy level to do it.
Yeah, they're running on empty. Fiend's shot saved again by Chansey. Couple seconds remaining here in the second.
But I'm telling you, that goalie is putting on a performance for USC. He truly is. Even Utah players
even
are
the
going
Utah
over there,
guys are going over
tapping
to
it.
him.
And
like,
you don't
"Hey,
see
man,
that.
You're balling."
That's how
No,
well
but the
he's
Utah
playing.
guys are all going over to the Trojans and be like, "Hey, man, like you guys are gutting it out right now."
Yeah, that's impressive. I've never seen that. The other team going up and saying congratulations.
Like right there, right now at center ice, you're watching Biller and Chansey chat it up as goalies. Like you can just tell that Biller is commending them. So
never seen that. So that's a class act.
real class act by Utah. All right, everybody, stay tuned for the third. We're taking a short break. Welcome back in, everybody, to the third period of our third matchup of our 4-game slate here on this lovely Friday. We have here, it is 20 minutes remaining in this one, and Utah is leading 14-1. Millick has it here now. Be interesting to see how this is going to unfold the rest of the way. I'm going to be honest. I'm struggling.
You're doing great, Blaine. You are. It's like you just feel bad for USC being so shorthanded, and with the goalie Chansey, I'm telling you, man, that kid has just been stellar. I don't care if you're looking at how many goals he's given up. I mean, this guy has just faced a ton of shots. Right now, he's faced 69 shots. I mean, and then with USC being so down, I'll give him credit. None of them look like they've stopped playing. They haven't quit. They just realize they're outgunned right now, and there's nothing you can do.
Out in front once again. Utah picks it up there.
But like we were saying, Blaine, in between periods, it was a class act by Utah.
Oh, that was extremely classy.
And I've never seen that in all of my hockey experience. They, a couple of players went up and really was talking to the goalie, Chansey, for USC, how well he's playing. And Biller and Chansey had a nice conversation at the middle of the ice. So you don't see that. So that's a class act by Utah.
Yeah, and that's, if you guys didn't see it on camera there, they were really just exchanging pleasantries, and a couple of the USC guys were hugging the Utah guys. I think both teams know what's kind of transpired tonight is unfortunate, to say the least, and class act of sportsmanship on both sides.
And they know they got to play this game out for one more period, and Utah's not trying to run this up. And I think that's why they were dialoguing with each other. So they let them know, like, hey, we know what the situation is. So it was very nice touch by both squads.
Nahara loses it at center ice. Here comes Utah the other way. Out in front, tries to make a move. Chansey with the stop there. Probing around out in front towards the slot. USC comes away with it back the other way. You can give her the mic.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to talk her into it like last time. She froze on me.
And we do want to take a quick moment, everyone, and thank our sponsors for helping put on this PAC8 championship. We can't be able to put out the product that we have without them. Barrel House Pub and Pizza, 5-Star Concrete, The Hub Tavern, Benny's, Saphirion Staffing and Recruiting, Tea Party Country Music Podcast, Farmhouse Cafe, Boxer Fighting, and Holiday Inn Express and Sweets Cheney. And I know you've got your pie sponsor.
That's right, Fran's Bakery in Spokane. Thank you for stepping up and helping us out on this tournament. It's very nice. The pies are going extremely well. People are ecstatic about them. So that's nice to see.
Absolutely. Already a big hit, the pies.
They are actually.
And Travis Allen despises the pies.
Yeah, he's eating them. I saw him eating 2 right now so far. So it's like the guy, I don't know what his issue is. He's chowing them down, though. I even saw Tyler in there with a cherry pie. I don't know if what the story was on that, but no, they're a hit. So thank you, France, again for doing that.
And it's still stop clock the rest of the way here. So 16:53 here left in this one. All right, I have a question.
Sure.
How much do you think? How many saves is he gonna make by the end of this period? Chansey.
Saves or shots on?
Well, he's already at 70 on him. He's going to make 56 saves. He just made a save there, 57.
I'll go with at least 70 saves and about 85 shots. That's my guess. Well, it's speculation.
Putting on a performance for sure.
Oh, yes. I have nothing but glowing marks for this kid. He stood out tonight under some adverse conditions. And you know his team feels bad for him too, but there's only so much you can do when you're short. You only got 9 skaters. It's like there's not much you're going to do.
Agreed.
And it's impressive. USC has not quit playing. So that you got to tip your cap to the coach on that one for
Stop there by Chansey.
For keeping him even willing to play this. So a lot of kudos.
I see that.
Yeah, that was my artwork.
Yeah? Got a lovely smiley face here that Gary drew for me in the intermission.
I try. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I can make a good smiley face. And a stick person, by the way. Well, what do you project? We can kind of sort of start focusing on the last game of the evening.
Absolutely.
EWU and California. But right now we got a break.
Turnover opportunity out in front. Double save there by Biller as he covers it up.
And, you know, we haven't said his name much, but that kid's an outstanding goalie for Utah. I saw him up here before. Of course, it got all our goalies are great, but Biller, he's top notch, and for only facing 18 shots, it's hard on a goalie not getting that much action.
Biggest thing will be to see is Cal and Eastern played a very tight 2 games down in Berkeley. So I think it's going to be a very competitive matchup. So, and I know for Eastern, it's going to be start. Got to get to a quality start, especially like you and I called Cal WSU up here, and Cal was just on top of teams early on. So I think the biggest key for Eastern Washington, get off to a quick start, because that's where Cal thrives.
Yeah, I think that's huge for Eastern. Every time they get off to a great start, they are tough to beat, and Cal likes to do it too. So I think it's going to be a very entertaining contest. Like the first 2 games today, both games are really outstanding.
O'Shea there, saved by Chansey. Another save there by Chansey. My question to you, for especially on the Eastern side, what things do they need to do right in that matchup to have a chance to pull off an upset?
One, they got to stay out of the penalty box. That's been an Achilles heel of theirs for the last couple of years. So stay out of the box is number 1. I think 2, what I've really liked watching the last 4 games Eastern's played, they've opened up their style. They're going more north-south outside the dots, and they're really spreading teams out, and that's bode well for them. So both of those 2 things, if they can do that, they're going to be a force to deal with. But they got to stay out of the penalty box.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then one thing that we have seen in these matchups, that Cal really likes to take some shots out from the blue line, and look at some opportunities with Schum, who won the speed contest yesterday on breakaways. They like that stretch pass. Those are some things that you got to really look out for Eastern on that. And if you're Cal, utilize your speed.
But that's one thing about Eastern, which I think bodes well for them against California. They like blocking shots. It's a team that has no problem with getting their body in front of a puck. And so it actually would favor them if Cal decides to start shooting from the blue line, because they'll throw their body in front of the puck at all times. And I think a lot has to do with how their playmakers get out. Like you got Mitch Hunt, Reed Kaiser, Frank Flood's been doing an outstanding job. If they get their offense rolling, they are a tough team to stop. But Cal's the same way. Once they get rolling, it's like all downhill. They're a tough squad too. So that's why I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. But the penalties are the big thing I'm looking at for Eastern to stay out of.
Yeah, Cal was when we were down in Berkeley, Cal was extremely effective on the power play. I think especially in that first matchup, I think they were like 5 of 6 or something ridiculous on the power play.
And I think that's what hurt when I was watching the stream with you guys on the air. That first game, that just buried Eastern with all the penalties they were taking.
A lost stick there on the ice for Pats. He goes to retrieve it. As we have USC on the power play here for a Bortoluzzi penalty. Biller makes the save glove side.
There's one thing I know for sure. I'm snagging me a France pie in between the games when we have that other one. But I hear you got the remote mic that game. You're gonna go out there and do some interviews and stuff. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you weren't up there when we were talking about it. You weren't standing next to me.
No. I think you were seeing or hearing things. You're spreading rumors. Now that you put it on the national air, I guess I have to be the sideline reporter. I was gonna have Tyler do both.
We could talk to
Tyler's
Kaylin about that. She was in there too. I know she heard that conversation.
Nope. Yep. I will be a little bit down low doing some interviews, hopefully at intermission.
But I tell you, before I forget, it was impressive, Coach Best from the football team from EW throughout the ceremonial first puck.
You got the president coming next.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So we got some dignitaries throwing out the pucks for this tournament.
Absolutely. And then just for everyone to know, tomorrow's schedule, games will be at 1 and 4 o'clock. Plenty of tickets available there for those ones as well. So come out all weekend. This is one of the coolest opportunities to be able to host a conference championship. So come watch some ice hockey.
Bad chance. He just doesn't quit, does he? He just made 2 outstanding saves right there.
2-on-1 here. Out in front, he made another one.
The kid's incredible. He really is. I realize he's giving up some goals, but man,
61 stops, man. 61.
And I think you were laughing at me when I said he's going to face about 85 shots. I'm not too far off right now.
I think he might get there.
But no, I tell you, I give the staff here, the URC out here, it's been an incredible, well-ran tournament. We haven't fallen behind. Everything's went really well. Everybody involved, really a nice job.
Yeah, shout out to the event staff, Ashley, Kayla, Tyler, Taryn, Allie, Jose, Travis, the whole 9. What? Yeah, I said Kayla.
Oh, did you? I was so focused on the goaltender, I missed it. So
I'm not.
I stumped you on that one, didn't I?
Both alleys. The Booster Club and everyone else helping out upstairs with the VIP area that we've got going. Just a full experience.
Well, it's an incredible.
And thank you for all 8 teams for picking us to allow us to host.
That was off of your hashtag. I still remember that time you were doing a hashtag.
Hashtag PAC8 and Cheney.
That's right. That started the whole thing. But no, it's been a well-ran tournament. And for this size of tourney, it takes a lot of work from a lot of different people. And the sponsors have been great. So
yeah, absolutely. And the support that the university's given us has just been able to. It's been fantastic.
That has really been impressive by them. They have all really got behind us.
Yep, everyone's bought in for this huge event. So that's going to be an icing here. 9:39 remaining.
Well, you're starting to see a few more people trickle in. They're getting ready for that 7 o'clock game.
Yeah. So let's actually talk about, we talked about Utah, who they potentially play. Let's look on the flip side for Washington. Who do you, San Jose State or potentially Eastern? little bit of a rivalry game if Eastern pulls off an upset.
I think it's going to be a major rivalry, and I think there's some bad blood between those two squads after the ordeal they had over UW's rink. So that would be an interesting contest.
I think San Jose State, similar to how they played Utah, be open. UW, that would be a high-scoring affair too. So I think it'd be one thing that it won't be disappointing either way.
No.
Whoever wins that next game, based off of what would happen in those semifinal matchups. Well, that would be interesting for Washington. You get 2 rivalry games for your first 2 games.
Yeah, I do know the Eagles were really hoping that they could face the Huskies in this tournament. I know that because I talked to a few of their players, and it would be an interesting contest,
to say the least. That shot goes wide there.
I think it went off Chancey's glove.
Did he? Did he get that one? Could have had Chancey with a save on replay, and we could have just kicked back, and just hit the button.
That's right.
Boop. Chancey on replay. Chancey with a save. Boop. Chancey with a save. Boop.
Was he in net when you guys played him in Utah? Do you remember?
Yeah. But he played well, but he didn't play this well.
He's an impressive goaltender. I know that much.
Nahara gives chase there out in front. Another quick stop there by Chancey. Out to O'Shea. O'Shea's wrister deflected by Osala. That shot saved. Pass around the boards once again. USC clears their lines.
Well, one thing I know in the EWU game is that the referee is going to be having a mic, so we're going to get firsthand the penalty calls in that game.
Are we?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. That'll be cool.
Well, we experimented with it earlier this year, but we're having some technical difficulties with the box that the referees has, but they got it worked out.
Another stop there.
Now, let's just hope EW doesn't want to take advantage. There's a lot of conversations with the referees. So.
Don't need that mic'd up.
No. Cal, maybe, but not EWU. And yes, I am biased a little bit. I admit that.
Bortoluzzi gives chase there. Tries to dump it down towards Fiend. Worst shot goes wide. You can see here that Utah's definitely shrunk their lines a little bit significantly and towards the later half of this period.
I wish I could think of the right word to say. I've been so impressed with how USC has not quit. They're still digging in.
Fortitude.
It's incredible. I mean, you could easily fold to the 10 after the first 10 minutes of this game, and they're not. They're battling. Very impressed with that.
Shot off the post there. Another shot saved, and that one trickled in over Chancey's shoulder. Made the initial stop, but just rolled over him.
Well, I can't imagine how tired he is right now.
I believe that was Tomachek that got that one.
That kid's a gamer. That's all I know. He plays hard.
Utah goal scored by number 18, Zach Monaco. Assist number 12, Ryan Worth.
I was not even close. Where did I get 5 from 18 there?
Well, you had a couple of the letters correctly, so don't be too harsh on yourself.
I'm going to go put myself in timeout.
So you could feel shame for that call
yeah.
or something.
It's my team. I should be ashamed.
I wasn't going to bring that up. I wasn't going to say, well, I don't know. You oversee this outfit, so.
Another pad stop there. He's up to 64. 6 away from your number.
Wow.
5 minutes remaining.
I'm feeling confident in my prediction on
Yeah.
it. You're going to start dancing now, aren't you?
I know.
There you go.
Nah, no one needs to see that. My hips do lie. Opportunity out in front here. Mud's got a chance. Save there. Couple of stops there by Chansey out in front off of Mud. Pass there. Hill brings it in. Pass out to Mud. Mud now has it in the slot. He regroups, sings it around. Here come the Trojans back in with Chone. Pats has it. He dumps it back in. Battling with O'Shea. 4:20 remaining here in the last frame. Hill brings it back in. Move there out in front. Another fantastic stop by Chansey.
Point blank.
That was Brown right in front. Here comes Chone. Chone has it. He leaves it off. Unable to find his teammate. Coming back the other way is Mud. 2-on-2 for the Utes. Last second poke check there out in front. Hill puts it in top shelf. Chansey committed there, went low.
But that was a nice heads-up play by Utah's player. He made Chansey make the first move. And we haven't seen that much out of him doing that. He usually waits and makes the call on that one. But
Utah goal scored by number 35, Hayden Hill. Assist number 11, Michael Brown.
Brown's had a solid game.
he has. Actually, the whole Utah team's had a really outstanding game.
You said it, not me. That's an unbiased opinion.
That's why I jumped in and said that so no one can accuse you of that. No, they played really well. And we've talked about USC being shorthanded, but Utah's played a very solid, strong hockey game today. They definitely look like they want to win this tourney.
Well, that was one thing when I believe it was Milik. He got his award for being all PAC. He went right up. First thing he said, he wanted to thank his teammates and let's go bring home a trophy. So I think they came in with that mentality that, hey, we might be pretty set in stone to make regionals where we're hosting, but let's win a trophy and bring it back to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and that's what you try to do. You start getting to where you're working on all cylinders in this tournament to get ready for the regionals.
Yeah, you want to be in your groove, especially with the home crowd coming in a couple weeks.
Yeah, no question about that. And that's in your home area, isn't it?
And we are. It's going to be in our
right.
home. Yep, we're gonna be hosting that at our home rink. It'll be interesting to see, especially with right now, based off of the rankings, you have 3 local Utah schools would be coming down to Salt Lake. So a lot of fan turnout potentially with Weber as well as Utah State, all within roughly an hour.
That'd be interesting. That'll be real interesting. Is that going to be streamed?
Yes.
Are you going to be on the air?
We'll see.
Come on.
That's up to AJ.
Maybe we start hashtagging Blaine Spencer on the air in that tourney.
Hashtag Blaine Spencer and SLC.
I couldn't think that quick right now. I got half of it out.
There you go. A little over 2 minutes remaining here. But now you have 3 winners, and now you still don't know who's going to be playing who with the seeding because there's still one more game on the line up next that could kind of set up all these potential matchups.
And it's really hard for the coaches that are waiting to see, because now they know they have to wait to figure out, okay, exactly how are we going to game plan for who. And that's a toss-up game, that last one between EWU and Cal.
Yeah, EWU wins. They'll get UW, but UW waiting if it's going to be Eastern, if it's going to be San Jose State. Likewise for now Utah, will it be San Jose State or will it be Cal Berkeley? So it'll be interesting to see if Utah maybe kick back and watch this next one, try and see who they're, especially to see if they get Cal.
I'd be amazed if the coaches aren't going to scout that game in the last one.
Here comes Feeney back the other way. Out in front, another save there by Chansey. About 45 seconds remaining here. Hits the post once again. I think you're going to come up just short on your guess.
You have little faith. There's 33.4 seconds left.
Sorry.
I know you're trying to make sure you're not biased. I understand that.
Hate to break it to you. And everybody, stay tuned after this one. They'll be shaking hands, and stay tuned for the 3 stars of the game. So don't go anywhere after this one concludes. Oh, was that his number? They gonna give you that?
Oh, they had.
They gave it to you. You got it. Hey.
I would have never guessed that at the start of this game that I was going to say 85 shots on goal.
But all you can say, I mean, Utah gets the W, but USC showed heart of champions, going through this, playing extremely shorthanded. So
incredible
you gotta give
job.
An incredible shout out to them. And
very impressed with that club. They never quit. The goaltender was phenomenal, Chansey, but they did not stop playing. They gave it all they had. They knew they were going to have problems coming in. Tip of the cap to USC on that one. But Utah, they look stout. They look really good. Yeah, that's a tough break. You knew they had to be hard on USC coming up, knowing that they were shorthanded, so they were behind the 8 ball right off the bat. But both teams gave it what they had, so Utah moves on.
And then we'll go over the 3 stars here in just a minute. But once again, all respect out to University of Southern California. Coming out here. I mean, they knew they were shorthanded. The game was well in hand early. Yeah. Stood there, took their licks like a true hockey team right there.
They gutted it up, and they weren't going to stop playing, even though they were down quite a few. They kept charging along, and that's very impressive from them. A lot of class at doing that, because they could have easily just folded it and said, nah, to heck with it. But they fought really well tonight.
Once we get a potential chance here, we're going to have cue down to our sideline reporter, Tyler Pisani.
Fans, it's now time to announce the 3 stars for tonight's game. The first star from the University of Utah, number 15, Max Feeney.
His own teammates are booing him. Come on.
And tonight's number 2 star, number 10, Luke Osola.
I don't know, Blaine. You got some work to do here, I think.
Nah, I know.
It's funny how they're just doing that.
Shout out to Mrs. Cheney with
That's
our Fran's
right.
pies.
That's right. She heard me, so she brought one over to me. She feels sorry for me. I haven't had a break.
No.
And
She
tonight's
knows that
number 1
France is
star,
the
number
good one, too.
28, Ezekiel Endy.
Some friendly heckling there.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, Blaine, we got a short, half-hour break?
I don't know about you, but I get a longer break than that.
No, you're down there. You're going to catch the action.
No.
Come on now.
I never signed. There's no contract. No, none of that. I didn't sign my life away to be doing that. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna go and enjoy my pie. We'll see you in a bit.
Oh, another Fran's pie. Look at that. All right, everybody.
everyone's got
We're
a pie
signing
around
off.
here.
Stay tuned for the final matchup.